the state's big push toward digital systems in education. Well, take a deep breath because today we're bringing you a complete, absolutely stress-free guide to mastering Karnataka's new Nirantara app. We're going to break down exactly how this AI-powered attendance tool works step by step. So whether you're a total tech pro or you really prefer those old paper registers, by the end of this explainer, you're going to feel totally confident.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a great roadmap today. We're starting with the baseline, then moving into setup and registration, followed by daily attendance. After that, we'll hit reports and grievances, and we'll wrap up by solving teacher challenges. It's a structured approach that's going to take us right from the basic setup straight through to solving your biggest classroom headaches.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the baseline. Let's establish exactly what this tool is meant to do.
At its core, the Nirantara app is the Karnataka government's brand new AI-powered facial recognition application, and it is designed specifically for logging student attendance online. Now, I know whenever we hear the phrase artificial intelligence, it can sound super intimidating. But the whole goal here is actually to use AI to simplify your daily routine, not complicate it. Instead of standing there manually calling out roll numbers every single morning and tallying them all up by hand, this tech does the heavy administrative lifting by recognizing your students' faces instantly. Just a quick, really important note before we go any further. All the features, options, and solutions we're talking about today are strictly based on the app's version as of June 2026. You know how software is, it's always evolving, so future updates might shift a button around or change a menu name. I want to explicitly state this date so you know that slight UI changes in the future are totally normal. Seriously, there is absolutely no need to panic if the interface looks just a tiny bit different down the road.
Moving right along to Section 2, Setup and Registration. This is our happy path for getting everything perfectly in place on day one.
The very first action you need to take is incredibly achievable. You literally just install the app from the Play Store. Once it's open, you just punch in the headmaster's KGID number. A simple OTP gets instantly generated. You pop that in, and boom, you're logged straight into the dashboard. It's a really quick, secure gatekeeping process that gets you right into the system without needing to memorize a dozen complicated passwords. Once you're in, it's time to register your students. You'll select your class and section, and the app automatically pulls up your student list, which is already brilliantly linked to the state's SATS database. Now, after granting camera permissions, you got to pay special attention to this final step. You must capture 3 distinct angles of the student's face: front, left, and right. I know it might take a second to get squirmy kids to sit still, but this crucial 3-angle photo requirement is exactly how the AI correctly learns their face from the SATS linked list. Getting this right means super accurate recognition every single day moving forward.
Now let's jump into Section 3, taking daily attendance. We're moving from that one-time registration straight into your actual daily classroom routine.
This is where the app truly flexes its processing power. You do not have to scan 80 kids one by one. You can actually capture between 50 to 80 students all at once. The absolute key here, though, is ensuring proper lighting on their faces. Whether you're doing the morning capture or the afternoon session, if the kids are properly seated in a well-lit room, the AI can literally process the entire classroom in just one click. It's incredibly efficient when everything is set up right.
But let's be real. Actual classrooms aren't always perfect photography studios. And this brilliantly illustrates a really common frustration. You might have a student sitting right there, completely present, but if their face is caught in a shadow or blurred out, the app might mistakenly mark them absent. We completely validate the frustration of a present child being marked absent just because of bad lighting. The tech isn't flawless, and things like shadows or movement can definitely trick the software.
Thankfully, though, the fix is easy and immediate. If a student was missed because of a blurry photo, you do not have to rescan the whole room. You just simply recapture a single photo of that specific child. And this also totally solves the latecomer issue. If a student walks in an hour late, just snap another picture of them specifically and their daily attendance is updated. The whole thing is designed to be very flexible.
Okay, on to Section 4, Reports and Grievances. Think of this as your built-in toolkit for tracking data and getting technical help. If you ever run into a tech bug or some kind of data mismatch, the Grievances menu is absolutely your best friend. You just select the issue type, write a brief description, and drop in your location and contact number. But pay very close attention to this vital detail. You can and absolutely should upload up to 3 screenshots of whatever error message you're seeing. Giving the tech support team that visual proof is the absolute fastest way for them to understand your problem and actually fix it. And once submitted, you can track the status right inside the app.
Also, please don't forget about your profile settings.
This tab is incredibly helpful, especially if you're a teacher who has recently transferred between schools. You can use it to verify that your specific KGID is properly linked to your new school's location. Plus, if you prefer navigating the menus differently, you can easily toggle the app language between Kannada and English whenever you want with just a tap.
And finally, Section 5, Solving Teacher Challenges. This is where we tackle those big what-ifs and edge cases head-on. Let's start with a major, highly requested anxiety that's almost certainly on your mind right now. You log in using the headmaster's KGID, right? So, what happens if the headmaster is on leave, sick, or just absent from school for the day? Does the whole digital attendance system just completely shut down and lock everyone out? The relieving news is absolutely not. Operations won't halt just because the HM is out sick. As long as a teacher's KGID number is officially linked to that specific school's location in the system, they can simply log into the app using their own credentials to take the daily attendance. It's decentralized enough to keep functioning perfectly in the headmaster's absence.
So the crucial point is understanding how the app handles these specific deviations from the norm. Let's look at this visual cheat sheet for the most common administrative headaches. We're going to break down the current solutions for transfer students, field trips, and guest or deputed teachers.
First up, transfer students. I've got to highlight the sheer brilliance of the SATS integration here. Because a student's facial recognition data is permanently tied to their unique SATS number, transferring them in or out of your school requires zero re-registration of their face. If a child transfers out, you just transfer their SATS profile. When the new school accepts it, the facial data automatically moves right along with them. It saves teachers from an enormous amount of repetitive, tedious data entry. It's a real game changer.
And what about when you aren't even in the classroom? For field trips, sports events, or cultural programs like Pratibha Karanji, the accompanying teacher can simply open up the app and capture attendance right there on location. Currently, the app is not strictly locked to the school's physical GPS coordinates. So, on-location captures work perfectly for now, giving you the flexibility you absolutely need for off-campus learning.
Now, we do need to impartially note where the system just isn't perfect quite yet. There are current limitations for guest teachers who don't have a KGID and deputed teachers whose KGIDs are linked to their base school rather than the one they are temporarily visiting. If you fall into those categories, logging in is currently a bit of a roadblock. However, solutions are actively being developed. The proposal right now is to roll out unique IDs specifically for these teachers in future updates to bridge this exact administrative gap.
Which brings us to a quote from the source material that really hits the nail on the head regarding our whole approach today. The app will undergo several updates in the coming days, and we might see variations in these options to solve ongoing challenges. Nirantara is an evolving tool, but by understanding the core mechanics we've discussed today, you are perfectly positioned to be flexible, informed, and completely prepared for any future patches the government rolls out.
As we wrap things up today, let's think about the bigger picture. As AI actively reshapes our daily routines, literally taking away the manual burden of roll calls and endless data entry, how will adaptable systems like Nirantara ultimately transform the future of school administration? Will it finally free up more of your valuable time for actual hands-on teaching? It is such a fascinating space to watch, and we're right at the beginning of it. Thank you so much for joining me today, my fellow focused learners. Keep exploring, stay curious, and we will catch you on the next explainer.